Well, tonight, the Alliance for Nonprofit Growth and Opportunity, commonly referred to as TANGO, will be having a one-time special screening of the Oscar-nominated documentary Uncharitable at Trinity College. Joining us to talk about that is President and co-founder Rollin Schuster. Good morning to you.
Hi, Rachel.
Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Sure.
So it's funny, story time, but when Tango came across the board here, folks around me said, wait, are you tangoing today? And I said, no, it's something entirely different. So can you please tell us what Tango is?
Happily, we get that all the time. We're not a, we're not a dance school. So Tango started, gosh, about 16, 17 years ago from my professional work in the insurance industry, working with nonprofits specifically. They just were doing things independently, and I thought if we could create an aggregated platform to band enough nonprofits together, we could really do some positive things with them. And fast forward to today, we now have 1,700 nonprofits that have joined Tango, representing about 175,000 people that work in the sector. And we're doing a lot of really interesting things to help them move their mission forward.
That's incredible. And so this event, particularly showing the documentary Uncharitable, can you tell us a little bit about that documentary and then kind of the connection between Tango and Uncharitable?
Sure. So the connection really is a result of Tango realized that the nonprofit sector really needed to be better at business. They're very good at mission delivery, but sometimes they lack business acumen, the ability to tap into resources that are sort of cutting edge. And so the whole premise of Uncharitable is changing the way people think about charities and nonprofits and really bringing a level of business sophistication to the market that has really been stifled by laws and people's thoughts about how nonprofits operate. To run a nonprofit today, you're not a sleepy little charity. You're a pretty sophisticated business. Mm-hmm. And what Tango tries to do is provide business services to the sector through business-oriented education, through preferred services, through mission support, excuse me. And the film kind of aligns with all of that. So it's really spurring this movement for people to think differently about how nonprofits can affect the world that we live in. And
why is that conversation, or why do you feel like that conversation is important to have?
Well, Dan Pallotta, who wrote a book on Uncharitable, he is probably the most, or one of the most watched TED Talks of all time on nonprofit activities. He has really pushed this movement. And Stephen Gyllenhaal is a big Hollywood producer who has built this film, who has made this, and it's really starting to become a movement out there to change the mindset that people have towards charity. And it's really with a business side to it, which is the whole purpose of Tango, is to bring better business fundamentals to the nonprofit sector.
And so folks who do attend this event, they can actually have an opportunity to hear almost a Q&A between Stephen Gyllenhaal and yourself, correct?
Yes, he's piping in at the end. We were going to have him fly out, but he's got some business conflicts.
Okay,
he's actually a Trinity grad, so he was kind of interested in seeing the old campus. He hasn't been back in ages.
Oh, I love that there's a Connecticut tie to that as well. That's very cool.
But we're piping him in virtually, and we've got about 200 people registered to attend the film tonight. And after the end of the film, we're going to open up the mic and let Stephen talk about his work through this film, Dan's work, and where they're taking this whole movement. And
so maybe folks not part of Tango but want to attend, how can they get involved? How can they find where they get the tickets and all of that stuff?
Great. So tangoalliance.org is our website. Anybody can come. If you are tied to a nonprofit through employment, through volunteerism, serve on a board, I highly encourage you to check this out. It's a really impactful movie. So
thank you so much.
Rachel, thank you.